That'll work.
Where you want me to
It's done. On the thing. Ready?
What are we singing?
Here comes Santa Claus.
I don't know how to sing it.
Just follow along. It's epic coffee time.
Happy coffee time.
Here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus. Right down Santa Claus Lane. Get your fat ass up here in the chair. It's time to roast again.
You gonna help my fat ass up?
No. Here, maybe we should just put the chair right.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
From the gallery, a little applause. That stuff's easy for you.
What are you talking about, Santa Claus? Are we on?
Oh, yeah, we're on, actually. We started 20 minutes ago, but,
We started 20 minutes ago.
yeah, didn't you know that? So all those secrets are out, Dave. So welcome to the $5 Dave Roast. If you haven't got your $5 in, we feel sorry for you. You're about to miss nearly nothing. So,
Charging for a show that's usually free.
yeah, exactly. And
No
you'll find out pretty
refunds.
soon why it's free.
No refunds.
So, we were gonna have Sean Valent run this whole thing, but as usual, Sean is late.
Well,
So we'll,
but I think we need to qualify that. He's been doing, before you actually get into roasting, he's been doing a lot of charity work for the disaster in Oklahoma, so I'm not gonna fault him for being late. He's been spending all his time doing fundraising for that, so. I miss Sean, I wish he was here, but I'm not gonna attack him.
the show must go on. No,
I don't know about
not
that.
everybody's in agreement. So,
I'm trying to get more people to roast
we're
me,
gonna-
but they won't.
we were gonna start out with, and if we could, just a moment of silence for those victims of the tornado in Oklahoma City. I know we're the only ones that'll be thinking about it, but, it's the least respect. Our hearts and our thoughts and our prayers go out to all of you who suffered through that.
And although I'd love for you to donate to me, there is a donation button on the Epic Coffee Time website still.
Yeah, it's on the homepage, it'll stay on the homepage.
Right
until
to the Red
everybody's taken
Cross,
care of.
so they really need it. So, yeah. Here, I don't know.
And if you want to donate to us, you can, above and beyond what you paid the $5 for, you can go to the website, click on the donation page link, and you'll find us there. So we actually have two folks that are helping out. You drinking all this coffee?
She's
You know you gotta give us the fresh
she's giving me your kid germs.
stuff. That's not good.
Not for me.
This may have an abrupt end. So just stay alive long enough for us to roast you, if you don't mind.
I mean, you know, it's funny you say that. I did eat a burger called the Widowmaker tonight, so I'm
Oh,
looking
that's
forward
a
to
good one,
taking
too.
that,
So I guess our first roaster of the evening is sitting down here with the light shining off of his hat. We know he wasn't ready, so we figured we'd catch him before he got finished.
And half my material was written for Sean, but but he's not here.
Sean's not here.
How do you start?
Starts with a little seasoning, I think is where the roast starts. And he actually wrote it out. Ladies and gentlemen, this will be
You didn't write any cards?
this will be available for sale later.
I didn't write
May
shit.
have a poop stain on
I
it.
didn't write anything out, I just jotted down some notes.
That kid wants a BB gun.
Or a new cloudy.
Who here?
That is
I don't want it anymore.
That's what she said.
No, it's, I'd rather not get into it, but it's nothing personal against your daughter.
Yes, cancer is contagious.
No.
Yeah,
No, I
well,
don't, no, no, but I have a depressed immune system because of it. And, I'm surprised her and her classmates haven't killed me already this week.
They've been trying from what she said.
This is another professional broadcast, I see.
It is, I see some puppets coming out.
I thought we were.
Why isn't
meeting
Jason
crickets,
Peters
so-
here?
So,
Because he's an A-list BA.
anyway, The sock puppet had a great time at the pageant on Saturday night, if you can see that. He did get a little bit wet in the bathroom, but he's okay now. He doesn't smell that bad.
Touched your ear.
His depressed immune system is.
I'll have to shower twice tonight.
He's got some repressed stuff too, so that may come out a little bit later.
That's what she said.
We sure needed an MC. I really was planning on one.
Do you want me to roast myself?
No. I'm sure you haven't done that enough. In your spare time.
That would be weird.
They call that pulled pork.
Yeah. It's not a roasted pulled pork. With the sausage.
I paid $5 to see somebody roast themselves.
It's a sausage.
You pay $5 to see people pull pork before too, so that would be nothing new.
That wasn't supposed to come up.
I don't know. So the only thing that I had come up with after I picked on Sean for a good couple of minutes was turning it over to, thanks Dan for bringing Epic Coffee Time into the internet and web broadcast stage. That was his idea. We were joking today before we got on the phone that he took this about 10 years forward from where we were at, like we were already famous comedians or stars or something like that, and wanted to really push the sitcom angle.
We're not.
And that suddenly Dan came up with all these cool, he started dressing in black every week. We got David Black.
Next week's show will be an intervention, trust me.
The fundraising campaign was called Fade to Black, making a play on, I don't know if you've seen the shots of Dave's funeral shots in my bedroom with my daughter poking him with a stick, making sure that he's not moving. But that was what Dave was hoping at his funeral. One of the things maybe overheard was, hey, he's moving.
I'm wearing a Mitt Romney shirt.
What?
Mitt Romney.
Don't make me come off the stage.
Well, I come off the stage for you.
I might fall if I come off the
They
stage.
didn't pay $5 for camera guy.
Mitt Romney, really?
We'll get your chance up here in a minute.
Wait, what? Oh, yeah.
You gotta wait.
Some things you just don't joke about.
So when I first met Dave, he was a huge health nut. And he didn't, yeah,
Wah, wah, wah,
It's true.
wah.
Wait, where's my tongue?
huge health nut, ran all the time, vegetarian, didn't eat meat, didn't smoke. I don't think I saw you smoke till after you were diagnosed with cancer, but that could be the reason why. But all those things didn't pay off for Dave, because of course he got stage 4 lung cancer. All the things they told him not to do, went ahead and got him anyway. So the first time I see him after that, like I said, he's smoking, he's posting pictures of eating a big steak. You know, he's not telling anybody that he's sick or what's going on, just pictures of empty plates and drink glasses and things like that. So if anybody didn't know Dave before, I wrote down some stuff that when after he was diagnosed with cancer, signs that he maybe should start running again. After he tries to do a few push-ups and discovers that certain body parts refuse to leave the floor, you should start running again. Your children look through your wedding album and want to know who mom's first husband was. You get winded just saying the words 10-kilometer run. You come to the conclusion that if God really wanted you to touch your toes each morning, he would have put them somewhere around your knees. Which we had a joke about Dan being able to like stand like a big bird and
It's a
tie
stork.
a shoe.
It's
It's a stork.
It's historic.
So,
I delivered
show
these.
on runner body, girlfriend ties the shoes. You analyze your body honestly and decide what you should develop first is your sense of humor. And you step on a talking scale and it says, come back when you're alone. Now, we thought this was funny, a heavy guy telling heavy jokes, but, and you know, I never ran though. Or quit eating meat, or quit smoking, or any of those things. And then,
And kids, that doesn't mean you shouldn't. You should still avoid these things, just luck of the draw.
Here's the sermon.
right.
Well, after saying all that, and he got cancer anyway, I want you to have the wrong idea.
If anybody knows anything about David, he's really good at those sermons. But And he was actually good at practicing what he preached, but he was always really good with the sermons. So, one guy that knows that probably more than anybody else in this room is sitting right over here, and we'll bring him up, and
I'll show you places.
I'm just gonna join in, how about that?
Mr. Daniel.
Star on stage, great.
Oh, this is like a real show where you move down each time somebody moves. Wow, too bad the production sucks.
Yeah. Where's the music guy?
And where is the music guy?
Bad production's better than no
He's on
production.
the road from Jacksonville.
Thanks. You're next.
So by the way, we do have an audience here this evening. Thank you very much for coming out for this. We know you probably had some laundry or some closets to clean out or something else that was more important, but.
More than one person clapping, that's weird, isn't it?
It is really weird. We should record it and play it back during every show, so we don't feel alone. But we tell everybody that we got 3 fans and they're all here, so we're not sure who's watching.
Oh, yeah, no kidding.
All right, Daniel, have at it.
I'll take it away.
Welcome,
Broski.
Dana.
Well, everybody obviously knows, this is my brother. We've been brothers for, 40 years now.
You're not Spicoli? Okay.
And there's people out there that might beg to differ. But I doubt any of them are watching, so I think I'm safe right now.
Definitely my oldest friend.
Oh, yeah. And growing up, we grew up really poor. We
How
were
poor were
kids.
we?
We were poor kids, but you know what? We overcame that. Now we're just poor adults. That's all good. It's so much better because of that. It's better to be a poor adult than a poor kid any day. Anyway, yeah.
The producer's leaving.
The producers.
He is retiring after tonight's show.
I've said that.
He should have retired a few shows ago.
I've said that for 18 weeks now.
Oh, that's right.
I gotta say, Dave, I always admired you for your bravery. Like how when you'd walk through a spider web, you would only spaz out and scream like a girl for 5 minutes or less. That was an admirable trait.
Funny coming from you.
Still doesn't like spiders.
And it was really brave how you would mouth off to like the biggest bully in the neighborhood, and then you would craftily use me as a weapon against him. That always worked out really well.
Thanks,
Coming
bro.
up, I definitely had a lot of admiration for your courageous acts like that. Another good memory of childhood. Remember blackmailing me for years for a certain incident where I peed in our dog's water bowl when I was like 4 years old. Yes, gross but true. Well, you know, I finally got over it when I was about 8 years old. You know how? Well, I don't know. I hope certainly hope you enjoyed that glass of fresh squeezed lemonade that I made. Bygones are bygones. That's why that ended up getting dropped. Tasty stuff, huh? And you thought it was Kool-Aid,
I
right?
thought it was.
Oh, it was mostly Kool-Aid,
Mostly
right?
Kool-Aid. Thanks,
Without the
bro.
sugar.
Without sugar, yeah, with extra sugar.
Yeah.
Look, glucose.
Glucose type sugar, exactly.
Good thing there are no hard feelings.
None whatsoever. I got over that blackmailing incident eventually.
It only lasted 4 years.
Remember one time, you know, we were somewhat drinking buddies back in the day, and actually when we probably weren't even old enough to be drinking, we took a little trip in '89. I think you might recall we got pulled over in the middle of Kentucky somewhere.
Vaguely.
And speaking of your brilliant ideas, I remember this. It said, hey, we'll put some pennies in our mouth, then they can't detect the alcohol. One more brilliant idea in a long line of brilliant ideas. Is when we were much younger, it was just, hey, I know, we'll eat these paint chips I found on the floor. That way Mom can't detect the cookies that we swiped.
I don't remember
The former
that,
explains
but
the latter a little bit. You don't remember that?
No, I do not.
I kind of don't either, but it worked. Oh, yeah. I remember you could be quite the hellraiser, too. Remember how you used to get a lot of knockdown, drag-out fights? well, you got knocked down and drug out of a lot of places.
Vaguely, usually
A lot of
by,
people don't realize that about old Dave.
usually by my younger brother.
He was the big hellraiser back in the day. Yeah. But anyway, I can't sit here and dog on you so much. I do recall in more recent times we did go to a casting call for the movie Up in the Air. You recall that? Matter of fact, we both almost got parts. I remember I just missing getting a part because my cell phone was screwed up. And you just missed getting a part because they cut the role of the aging gay guy with absolutely no sense of any kind of fashion. No. Otherwise, we could have both been in the
Are you
movie.
kidding me? Look at me.
They cut that roll out and that kind of screwed it up for you, and I apologize about that. We should have both definitely been in that movie.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
I did not know that until tonight, thank you.
yeah, they cut that roll out, man. I could think of 1,000 more things here, but I don't really want to just drag you through the pit too much here. You've done that for yourself enough over the years.
Yeah.
Anyway. And I do remember I had my own downfalls too. Growing up, you had the brains, I had the athletic ability. So I'd do something to piss you off. I'd go scramble and shimmy up a dead tree. You'd just lumber along behind me and knock the dead tree over. No. I think
that
I've
sounds familiar.
got a few head problems from that now to this day. Probably had a few medical bills too. Although I think you only gave me stitches twice and put me on crutches once that I can remember. So, all in all, not a bad childhood. You were always
Didn't
my
mean
favorite
to.
brother.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, same to you.
And I want you to know I love you very much, man. This is all in fun and games, but I love you just like my brother. So, I hope you stick around. And it's been a good time getting in some of the trouble and other stupid things we did growing up that made us who we are today.
Certainly been interesting.
I learned a lot from you. I probably learned some of the most valuable things in my life from you, man, seriously. And from some of your stupid moves, too. But anyway,
Always an example, even if a bad one.
that's all I got for now.
Thanks, brother. You were much easier on me than I thought you were gonna be. Thanks for not
Short and
bringing up
sweet,
all
man.
that other stuff.
Oh, that'll be the next time.
Oh, that's for me. All right, waited long enough. You know, I had cards for both James and Sean, but since they're not here, those are floating in the toilet back there in the back. Along with
Many of Dave's brains.
along with some strong opinions that I had as well.
wrote James's stuff too? That's great.
Or sock mud,
Yeah, the sock puppet had a few lines who didn't get much. So, anyway, is that a cue,
Are
or
you ready to go on?
are you ready to go on?
Are you gonna roast me,
I
camera
don't know
guy?
what you're doing. Okay, anyway, it's kind of strange when the cameraman has the power to shut down the show, because we have no idea what he's doing. Anyway, so I guess James, I'm gonna give him a break tonight. He's not here to defend himself. He's actually at his daughter's recital, and Elizabeth is a huge fan of the show, so we gotta say, hope everything goes well, and not for James, but for Elizabeth. We don't care how you do. We'll see you next week, maybe. So we'll start out with the people that are left. And Dan, you got off the hook, because you just did. Stephen Scroggins.
That leaves out me and you, Dan.
You're my oldest and dearest friend. That might end tonight. Heaven forbid, you're a handsome fellow. Yeah, you look like something that the Michelin Man would dress as for Halloween. You know, many of you didn't know this, but Steve is actually a chef. I'm not sure he knew it until I just said it. You know, Steve got into cooking as a means of hiding bodies. Guess it's working so far. You know, it's some of you know that I failed to assassinate Steve 2 times. Probably 3 tonight. So I think I hit you with a van and then a door. The door was probably easier than the
I
van.
forgot about the door.
Yeah. So anyway, I let you off the
So
hook
in common.
twice.
Yeah.
Here's the third time I was gonna let you off the hook, and obviously I have. So, yeah, but you've been the best friend a guy could ever ask for. And as soon as we find a guy that agrees with that, we'll send him over to play with you. Yeah. Steve's been losing weight though, which is pretty impressive if you guys have watched the show. And he's been eating skinny wraps, which has helped. But he's been losing.
You weren't supposed to.
I thought you were supposed to wear those.
Oh, you're supposed to wear them?
I should
You should have read the
Two a day
directions, the
for-
one
Yeah.
that's not working.
2 a day for 6 weeks. And it hasn't done bad though. It really looked good.
He didn't eat
That
the
might have been
tortilla wrap,
That
did
might
he?
have been interesting
No.
to watch, having to eat them while they're wrapped around
Yep.
there.
Yeah, kind of like something from Willy Wonka. So, anyway, what I was thinking was you may have just finally digested all that crow you've eaten all your life. You know, Steve has 4 great kids. You know, 2 of them are here this evening, 2 of them are gone. But the 5th one you ate right before the show, so we can't really talk about that all that much. You know, and speaking of overweight, David Black, you degenerate garden gnome. You know, if your mother got better with periods, we wouldn't have to go through this shit. Now, a lot of you know that Dave is an author. He's written 3 1/3 books,
Something like that.
something like that. His latest book, which is still in the works, right?
Yeah.
It's still in the works, and it's about a female werewolf who wants to be a male werewolf. It's called Dictomy.
You mean
Oh,
addictomy?
sorry, that's not what it's about at all.
No.
I think the name's Dichotomy, isn't it?
Yes.
So look for that where people don't buy books.
That's right.
See what you get for writing books that are, you know, above people's comprehension level.
You're all stupid.
You're all dumb.
Dave was really, really meant for, you know, higher and loftier writing, kind of like Wikipedia. I'll admit, I haven't read any of your books, but the doctor has prescribed one for insomnia.
This is where we need the rim shots.
Dave won, this is an odd story, Dave won Father of the Year one year. Or maybe he didn't, maybe I misinterpreted people saying, that's the biggest mother, I know. Yeah, the first time I met Dave, it was at Hardee's. And I looked at him and I thought, God dang, Ronald McDonald's really hit the skids. You know, Dave has always had a serious side. Seriously, you know. I love how die-hard liberal you are, Dave. I really do. In fact, he's so die-hard liberal that on one of his Facebook posts, Nancy Pelosi commented, get this right, you better stop or you're going to make all of us look like nut jobs. It's hard to tell, but Dave used to be a vegetarian. Yeah, it must have been hard. You know, realize how many Brussels sprouts you got to eat to look like that? It's a constant diet. Dave used to have a Polaroid room, like Gene Simmons, where he hung up all the Polaroids of the women he'd been with. And when we surveyed 100 of them, they said, here's our best description of sex with Dave. It's like going to the doctor. You have to wait a long time for him to get ready. He gropes you for a few minutes. You feel a little prick. Then he's off to someone else. Probably stung a little bit, didn't it?
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
I'll let you up for air. Seriously though, David, you're very dear to me. And this roast is, you know, it's fun to poke at you and all of that. But, you know, you keep saying that. but, you know, seriously, I was thinking about this today, and I was thinking, I don't know what it'll be like having a show without you. And,
We might find out next week.
I think, that might get me used to it. But I think as we look at the website, what we're trying to do, there's probably families all over the world thinking the same thing, that we're not sure what the next holiday or the next day of the week is gonna be like without them. And as much as we laugh and joke around, you know, this disease, this cancer is, you know, taking people left and right. So, you know, our goal is to reach out to the families that suffer and try to help those financially. We understand the constraints of money and time and all of those things. So our job here is just to try to make things a little bit easier. Wish we were funnier and people would actually watch for more than 5 minutes and they didn't have to listen to the crickets. But, you know, David, I love you. And you're really a good sport, you know? I don't have a joke to go with that. But
Okay,
you're really
I was
a good
waiting.
sport.
I was waiting for the punchline.
And on the heels of that, I'm going to finally let you defend yourself.
Thanks, Dan. I love you too. I love all you guys, and I don't know why this goes on sometimes, because I don't feel like I deserve it. I could rip on myself, actually. 'Cause there's at least one person out there who will really enjoy the holidays without me. My ex-wife, Kathy. Hi, how you doing? But seriously, folks, I don't, I don't have much to defend myself on, except maybe the garden gnome comment.
Hey, that was for my wife, just so you know.
And the remark about the photo room and the women, I'll tell you what, those were the best 3 seconds of those women's lives. You don't need to joke about that either. As far as my brother's concerned, I'd love to say a bunch of stuff about him.
But you gave the lemonade to the dog?
I gave the lemonade to the dog. No,
Poor dog.
I could rip on you, but
Poor dog.
I can't defend myself against anything. Most of that stuff was true. I hope the lemonade wasn't true, but most of it was true. And we went through a lot together, and this is another trial. So for half of the things he said, I could say I was drinking at the time, which is why I don't drink today. That's the best defense I can give, and it's true because you were drinking right along with me. As far as Steve, he didn't really rip on me too much.
Yeah, but I thought we were interweaving more, but it's good.
Oh, so you got more?
You
Yeah,
got
I'm
more
gonna save it for
material?
you.
Oh, no. This isn't.
There ain't
I'm
no
not supposed to be. I was hoping that my girlfriend Kim or my buddy Brian or my sister-in-law Lisa would come up and say a few things. I can let Craig off the hook because we barely know each other. Dominic, are you gonna roast me? Camera guy? He's thinking about it. And Carmela's just up here roasting me by driving me nuts, but that's okay. She has a cute little smile and I can put up with it. I don't really have anything to say. If you got another round, I'd love to hear it.
I'll save it for a funnier show.
Okay, so we're never gonna hear it. He's gonna save it for funnier shows. That's it. That'll go in our.
If I can interject, by the way, it was just lemonade, man, but I thought I'd let you sweat it out for a few minutes.
It's been
It
too
was
long
totally
ago.
around lemonade, man.
Okay. Well, I definitely deserved it.
So I guess Steve just told us he started his own show.
Yeah. No, he just told us that it's gonna, people are gonna hear that as soon as they start reading my books. That's what he told me, right? Am I right?
Start reading your books?
Exactly. Maybe if I change the plot to what you said, it might actually stop. But seriously, you're all stupid. No, I'm just kidding.
You're all done.
I have to say that the best roast I've had so far was Dan's little imitation of me on the very short 6-minute
No, it was
epic
awesome.
coffee time. And I really want to deny it, but it was funny.
May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you. Look that up. It's on YouTube now.
That is
Okay, 6 minutes of your life you'll never get back, but it'll be okay.
And then the next day is Revenge of the 5th.
What's that?
Revenge of the 5th.
Revenge of the 6th. Revenge of the 6th.
Yeah, I know something.
It sounds better when you say it like that.
I've had revenge.
Let me write the jokes, you run it.
It's not good.
Right?
It all depends,
Go away, you bothered me, kid.
all depends on what fits you're showing.
I'm
Don?
gonna turn it back to you because
Yeah,
I have no defense for myself. I really appreciate everybody coming out and I really appreciate that I'm worthy enough to roast, I guess, and a lot of you guys have been generous and donated already, and I did want to say something real quick to Spiral. I didn't think about offering you a ride, we would have loved to have you down here, the fault is mine, so. One less audience member, and I'll take the blame for it.
Maybe you can win her back.
Maybe I can wonder.
Sing her a song.
No.
Play some Skinner.
Hey, where's the applause for our roasting?
I'm slacking on the
Hey, let me have that back.
Funny shit,
Real quick, in all seriousness, don't forget about the tab on the epiccoffeetime.com page to donate to the Red Cross to help out Oklahoma victims. And in addition to yours truly, we also have another guy who could use your money, love. Don, a friend of the show and a friend of many of us. He could use some of your donations if you could part with them. And there's a link on epiccoffeetime.com to donate to him
Go
too
to
as
the
well.
donation page.
Donation page, okay. Okay, now I'm done.
Are you sure that's what she said?
We have a video for, that once we get access to it from Brian Lewis, a friend of the show.
Yeah, there will be another.
He roasted you via video message, but
Oh,
he
great.
password protected it. So I don't know if that means he's gonna give us the password to unprotect it, but that's still
I'll
out.
bet his stuff's funny.
He's got no idea what's up.
It would have worked good tonight, right?
Probably has an NC-17 rating.
Probably. Hey, Dominic, are you tired of walking in circles when
Anybody else want to
you
roast?
finish roasting?
We know you
You
guys.
could really roast the hell out of
He's
me.
kind of simmering now just before,
I only have
just
to
before we're serving him up.
because I love you.
Okay, there's the camera right there. See it?
They look going for the.
You were on
We
the
have
other
a
side.
camera
of that.
guy, you can see him.
Mel,
You were on the other side. Now you're here. And now you can talk to him.
You actually wrote some stuff down?
Yep.
I've seen your grades, boy. I know you don't write much.
Yeah, I got
I'm
you.
just kidding.
Check his punctuation, Dave.
I'm just kidding. I'm pre-roasting you. Go ahead.
I killed the punctuator.
Kim
I
says she
found some extra
Killed?
grade kryptonite. I
She
killed,
says she
I
killed-
them, dot,
killed
dot.
Killed.
the
I killed
punctuator.
them, dot,
Oh,
dot.
boy.
Killed.
Boy, there's a hit out on Sock Puppet James, too. So all of our best
I'll bet I
characters
know who that
will be
is.
here pretty
I'm
soon.
sure he's killed.
I think it's just like two things that are pretty.
Say whatever you want. I'm trying to get everybody else up here to roast me.
And you
Like,
should
one
copy.
thing is, too bad, Sean can't be here, but there's one great, but for Sean, man with many voices, more like a man with a lot of time on his hands to talk to himself.
Yes, Sean should be here. That's
That
good.
should be good. And then one, I guess it'd be for both of you, Dan and Dave, but I doubt it was a ghost, because I think it's just a cameraman with a serious problem. So,
He talked to us
That is-
today
How was that?
well, I don't write more, but I don't think they're that funny.
Well, here, let me be a judge.
That's all right, the other ones were.
Here, I roast myself.
If you've heard anything funny here tonight, you're amazing.
I have small handwriting.
Oh, I like that, okay. Let's see, James, you didn't read this one. On Facebook, everybody likes his page and friends him, but it's always the sock puppet, that damn puppet. That's good, okay. We're roasting James and he's not here. Oh, here we go. Dan, when it comes to talking, Dan, the producer that is, I don't think you need to be the extrapolator, the superhero of the extrapolator. You are just the extrap.
See you later.
Well, okay.
I'm not right.
Needs a little work, but it ain't for effort. Another
See, I'm not
name.
that funny.
I don't know what that means.
It's not dumb enough for you.
That's right.
Okay, I'm gonna let the rest go.
No.
He's got straight A's, but not penmanship, I'll tell you that.
I have small handwriting. It's not penmanship. It's just.
So one last comment from Steve. You got more on that paper, I know you do.
Yeah, I was hoping that whenever you got your cane, I thought I overheard that they gave you a lifetime warranty with it, but That would have been crickets.
Wouldn't have had to be very long.
Right.
Standard 90-day warranty.
It's kind of like a rip-off, I think, at that point. But. And then I was hoping that, we're already 6 months into your life expectancy, and I already don't like coffee that much. So I had some mean ones, but I was just. So I was hoping that whenever we found out you had cancer, that it was pancreatic and not lung, but we'd be done with this show by now.
Where was this like 15 minutes ago? Really?
I don't know, he was hiding.
Knock, knock.
Crickets.
Who's there?
Not Dave.
Not your white blood cells. So, and then I remember that first time I saw you too, and I was like, after you, it might have been before I found out, it was that day at school when you were kind of limping around and said you had some ankle problems and some other stuff, and I was, commenting on how well your hair looked, and then found out that you just had chemo and it was like your hairdo.
Thanks,
That's
buddy.
It's not a wig.
Yeah, it's not
a wig. You can't buy these in stores.
So it's a cat beard though, but it's not a wig that he has on his hair, so.
A cat wig.
Take the cat off.
Take the cap off.
Take the cat off your face. Anyway, $50,000 will get that thing shaved off your face, I guarantee you
So
that.
far.
What was the other one?
So the
2,000.
other challenge is to get us to $2,000 on the Fade to Black donation page. And
So
we're
world
gonna,
renowned chef.
we're gonna shave that face and we're gonna,
Glue it to his
clippings
head.
on top. Just glue it right on there. In no certain order.
There we go. There's the crickets right there.
Are we bringing Buddy Holly back too? You'll see him soon
I'll give
enough.
him a message. Really? And no, nothing from Kim could really destroy me here. And Brian, maybe.
If she couldn't, I'll give her
All
information.
right. Lisa does. Lisa's letting Dan do all the dirty work.
Kim won't do it, I'm
Which
gonna
is
talk her into it.
Kim could really tear me a new one.
No, but the sock puppet was gonna do something, and
Oh, goody.
he got, he's really, really a dirty sock.
He is a
And,
dirty son.
yeah, he needs to be laundered. But, Dave, you've been a friend to me, and,
Don't put
I
that
love you so
puppet
much,
that was his face, he's
and-
in a public bathroom.
and, oh, I forgot, your immune system is depressed. I thought I would write it a song, but I left it at home. So you have to watch it on YouTube. Or maybe a 6-minute video, who knows? Or maybe a low-quality print of me doing that, and you. And anyways, so while you're still here, I wanted to make you an offer, but you gotta make sure you clean it out. Socks are good for something.
I'm good, thanks.
Uh,
Sock puppet James, I
well,
appreciate it.
Okay, well, the offer's
Maybe, have you ever heard of personal space, buddy?
You know how much money I made at the pageant?
Oh, God, get away from me.
There's a big donation coming. Just don't touch the money. Puppet, you are a dirty puppet. So,
Brother James Canadian?
Yeah, he is.
that's what they say, anyhow.
He's related to Terrence and Phillip.
Yes. I can see the
We know
family
family
relationship there, yeah.
Yeah, he's cute
He's
like that.
Canadian.
Yeah, and chicks dig him.
He must be Canadian.
So,
Chicks and
Canadian,
others.
eh?
and others. Yeah.
That wasn't the women's bathroom he was in. That's all I got to say.
Hey, you gotta go where the money is, man. So, anyway, that would just about conclude this. Again, thank you for
I thought I was
everybody
gonna
that's-
die up here.
Everybody that's thrown.
Sean!
Oh my God, we're just about to wrap it up, and look what walked in the room. Holy smokes.
Well, do you want to extend it or?
Fresh from tornado coverage in Jacksonville, Illinois, and
Well, I could be like the clip after Iron Man. That, everybody waits for and wonders why they waited.
yeah. That's
Spoiler
right.
alert.
They're like, no, that's
That's this whole show.
Go ahead and roll the credits.
Now, 15 minutes of credits.
And
So, hi, Iron Man, how are you? Well,
And here you are, Sean. It's time to roast Dave.
I'm sure that's what he was thinking of all the way here too.
well, ladies and gentlemen, it's hard when you've made yourself a roasty candidate. We want to thank Dave for what he has done. Now, folks who have been, for instance, let's say, the Vietnam veteran still in the brush, or the Japanese veteran who is still in an island somewhere thinking World War II is still going, thanks to Dave's beard, they have the courage now to come forward and rejoin society. And there's someone with a large beard ready to bury a foot somewhere inside of me. And I don't mean my eardrum. But I also have a beard too, so there you have it. David, it is an honor, and as a fellow longtime runner,
Yeah.
thanks to the Nintendo Entertainment System and that ridiculous power pad,
Yeah.
I feel a connection to you. It requires duct tape, among other things, but there it is. So I'm so glad that, that I can be here to make this great sacrifice of my time and 2 to 3 minutes to, help you guys out. 3.5 if you'd like.
Oh,
Believe it or not, Sean.
don't go long, because we sure haven't.
Believe it or not, Sean, I defended you earlier, because I know what you've been doing the past few days, and there is no way I could attack you for anything over that, so I'm glad you're here, glad you could make it.
Thanks, and the road to Jacksonville was a lot longer than what you thought.
It was hideous.
So, anyway, that's Sean's final piece. Daniel Black, thank you again for being with us this evening, and just wouldn't be the same without you.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Dave, thanks for sticking around for a while.
I'm trying.
Steve, again, thanks for all you do, and Carmela, thank you for adding the acrobatics to the show. And oh, watch out, he's gonna make some money off you.
Oh, yeah.
Dominic, thanks for running the camera, the board, and all the other important stuff that nobody sees. You didn't make the coffee though, which that'll come back and haunt you. So anyway, for me and everybody else here at Epic Coffee Time, thank you, and we'll see you next time around.
Hopefully.
Or at least some of us will see you.
Because Dave retired.
And we're done.
All right.
Oh, that was better than I thought it was gonna be.